What's up, guys and gals? It's the Tyrant here, and today I'm going to be taking another one of your Halo exploration requests. More specifically, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Truth and Reconciliation on the mission of the same name. This has always intrigued me a little bit because from the ground, the Truth and Reconciliation looks a lot smaller than you would expect it to be, especially once you actually enter the ship later on in the mission and you see how big the ship itself really is. So today we're going to be taking a closer look at that. We're going to be taking a closer look at the ship itself and what's on top of it and see if there's anything really interesting up there and just the general area altogether. Now, in order to pull this off, I needed to make a few modifications. First of all, I turned off fall damage. Secondly, I enabled wall running, which is included in the game specifically to accommodate the flood infection forms. And third, because there are no pilotable vehicles in this mission that I can use to fly, I also upped the jump height. That way we can get on top of the cliffs and jump to see exactly what's on top of this ship. So, of course, one of the things I did was, I had to check this out, was see if there's anything on top of the cliffs. It's pretty blank up here, but at the very least you get sort of a bird's eye view of the area. If you want to use this methodology to get to the end of this area where the gravity lift is, you certainly can. But just keep in mind that if you're not hitting the triggers, you can't proceed with the mission. So that's something to consider. You have to go back and actually at least fight through or trigger all the enemies before you can actually get to the end. And you have to kill all the enemies in the gravity lift area if you want to get inside the Truth and Reconciliation. Now, one thing that I didn't realize that I did here was when I turned up the jump height, apparently I turned it up a lot higher than I thought. And so instead of just simply jumping up straight into the air and being able to look down on the Truth and Reconciliation, I jumped so hard and high up into the air that it's actually flinging me across the map, the full length of the ship. It's amazing to see just how big this area really is. It even gives you a little look at what's at the base of the cliffs, which there's really nothing there, just this big pinkish purple glow, which is really cool to look at, but there's not really a lot down there. But it shows you how far out you can actually go from the cliffs here. So what I had to do, finally, you know, I was able to get to a point where I was able to find some geometry. It's invisible, but I can actually walk on it. And of course, thanks to wall running, it enables me to walk up it and actually over the Truth and Reconciliation. So when we actually get up here to the Truth and Reconciliation itself, it is a full solid object, but it has no texture on the roof or on the very top of the hull itself. It's completely see-through. That was a little disappointing to me because if you look at the ship itself in a 3D program like SparkEdit, it looks like there's actual geometry that could be used for like a multiplayer map or something. It looks pretty awesome, but the geometry here is completely invisible. You can actually walk on top of the ship, at least for a little ways. And once you finally get to the center, if you want to, I don't know if this works every time, but I managed to simply crouch and fall right through to the gravity lift location. And then from there, I just had to retrace my steps so that I could actually go and further complete the mission. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is because we're not done yet. Now, we saw what was above the Truth and Reconciliation from the first part of the mission, but what about once you're inside the ship? Because at one point, you're in a hangar bay, and you have the ability to unlock one of the doors so you can let Foehammer in with additional troops. And so there's something outside of there as well. So once again, with fall damage off and wall running on, I decided to take a look and see what was outside of this particular portion of the ship. And after exploring the maw, this really didn't surprise me a lot. Of course, it's not the full Truth and Reconciliation. It's just part of the ship itself. But they actually did include quite a bit of detail here. It's very impressive to see just how much they included for what you're not supposed to see. So this is what the Truth and Reconciliation looks like from the outside, both from the perspective of the first half of the mission, as well as once you're inside the ship. So it's pretty cool to see this. This is one of my favorite missions, so being able to see this in this kind of level of detail is just absolutely amazing to me. I love seeing the attention to detail Bungie put into this game, and I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on what you thought of this particular Halo exploration tip. Were you expecting to see something on top of the Truth and Reconciliation, or what were you expecting to see, and what would you like to see me explore next within the Halo franchise? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. or feel free to hit me up on Twitter at MythicTyrant. A link to my Twitter feed can be found in the description below. And I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for stopping by today and sitting down and taking time out of your busy day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I hope you'll consider subscribing for more great content right here on MythicTyrant.com. Thank you guys and gals so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll catch you all right back here next time. And as always, I'm the Tyrant, signing off.